So hello, my name is Rob Emerald. Today's date is April 2nd, 2018, and I'll be interviewing U.S. Marine Corps veteran Socrates Trinidad as part of the Salem State University Veteran Oral History Project. So welcome, Mr. Trinidad. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, thank you for inviting me.
So I'm going to go through this interview mostly chronologically, just to kind of get the full picture of your life and what the military meant to you.
Oh, all right.
So you had that on your biography sheet that you went to school in Lynn. I was wondering what it was like growing up there.
Yeah, Lynn was interesting. Especially being at such a young age. I went to classical.
Yeah.
Lynn, but I started school in Lynn since elementary, Cobbett Elementary, and then worked all the way up to classical.
Nice.
And graduated there in 2009.
Awesome. I actually had a quick question. Is Socrates a family name? Because I noticed your dad had the same name.
Yes, it's a family name. I'm gonna start just the tradition.
Oh,
So I'm the junior. I'm gonna make sure my son's name in the future is gonna be Socrates and just start off that tradition. Yes, it's gonna be cool.
I actually have the same way. My name's Robert, and so is my dad and my grandfather, so I gotta do the same thing.
Yeah, gotta continue the legacy. Right?
Yeah. So, did you know that you wanted to join the Marines from an early age, or was it something you realized throughout high school?
From an early age, since I was in middle school, I already knew, because I already knew that my parents wasn't gonna be able to pay for college.
Oh.
I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to make it. So my parents just told me off the bat, hey, going to the military is your way out. And I was like, but what if I want to do something? He's like, don't worry about it. Going to the military is your way out. So that was pushed onto me from really young. And he used to talk about my grandfather and how he served for his country. So he was like, but here's for us Latino, being a Latino here, it's going to be really hard. Join the military and get out of poverty, because that was the lifestyle that Lynn brought to my family, and that's what the lifestyle they had in Lynn.
So you mentioned your grandfather. What did he serve for?
He served in the police in the Dominican Republic. He was there. He loved it, and he retired, got out, and that's all he talks about when he's farming in the Dominican Republic. He talked about his years in the military, and that's all he pushed upon my father. But my father decided to, help by coming to the United States and trying to help, his family back in the Dominican Republic. And now, I'm in a good position where I could help my dad help his family.
That's wonderful.
It's pretty great, because the sacrifice of my father coming here and now me going through the military and being able to, get out of it and be so privileged to come to Salem State University, and just so excited to be here once I got here, being that I was right next to my home, and hearing all these great people talking about how they came out of Salem State and got all these opportunities. It was just unbelievable when I got the opportunity. I got accepted here, and I definitely worked hard, and I was able to achieve many things.
Congratulations, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Another thing I just had was, would you recommend joining the service right out of high school? Because we have a lot of people who some join out of high school, some go middle college after college.
Yes, right out of high school. If you're if you're in the poverty or in the lower class, for sure.
Gotcha. So I have here that you went to boot camp at Paris Island. I actually have a friend who just got out of there. And did your experience compare to some of the horror stories that some people tell about it?
Yeah, but I was mentally strong. I'm from the Sin City. I'm from Lynn. I experienced so many things when I was younger. I went through so many experiences that boot camp was nothing.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I've been yelled at, I've been screamed, I've been thrown at, I've been slammed. It just, when you coming out of Lynn, you have to have that mentality that you can, overcome everything. And being from that area, you're raised in a society where it's all about, conquering and being able to succeed and being able to, how resilient you are. So it was extremely important for me to be resilient during what everybody called hard, but nobody lived in Lynn. Yeah. Where I was at, where you guys all from? But some of them did, and we were able to relate, because some of the kids that went through boot camp and it was easy for them, and they're like, all right, cool. So you come from those areas from Lynn too, all right?
Yeah,
me too, But it was a great time. It was a great experience, something different. And boot camp was able to provide a lot of things that my parents wasn't able to provide. Or the discipline that my parents was, because I had to work all the time. They couldn't be there for me all the time, So boot camp, right out of high school, for kids that are going through a hard time, or are trying to figure out what to do next, the military is a great opportunity.
That's awesome. It's a really cool story. So, why did you join the Marine Corps versus, say, the Army or the Navy?
Because everybody kept talking about how hard it was. And he was just like, come on, like, oh, it's going to be so hard. And it was nothing. I was in better shape than the people at boot camp, than my drill instructors. So then when they told me we're gonna run the whole island, I was like, let's do it. Let's see who's gonna last longer. Cause I ain't gonna give up. When I see you drop, I drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what about like a lot of people talk about the indoctrination process that's supposed to break you down, but clearly you seem very resilient to it. What'd you think of it?
It was a great strategy, but it didn't work for the people that was brought up, being tough, or having to endure certain situations that that kids shouldn't be going through, and being able to succeed, or people believe that they're going to be able to succeed, those situations. And the indoctrination, how they did it was great. I thought it was a great strategy. Nobody crossed the line. Everybody was moving fast. It worked. It worked, and got us together, worked together. It got us to, have that same mentality, have the same drive, and be able to work together as a team. So I think it worked.
That's wonderful.
Pretty good.
So when you were in boot camp, did you always intend to work with the 8152 MOS, or? Yeah,
security forces. Yeah, right. Yeah. Once I sat down with my recruiter told me, "Hey, this is a list," and I was like, "All right, it's gonna have me travel around the world." Because I'm not going to have the opportunity to, because my parents ain't going to pay for it, and I have to work for it. So I was like, what's I'm going to do so I can travel the world early, and how can I go make the best out of this? And he told me, hey, listen, you want to be in the front line? You want to go out there and be pushing and kicking down doors, or do you want to be pushing papers, or do you want to be in an office setting, or do you want to have that administrative skills, or do you want to be out there hands-on and get into the action? I was like, yo, bring me the toughest thing out here, because ain't nothing can stop me. If I survive Lynn, and if I got a Sin City, I could get out of anywhere. So, and it was life-changing, because I thought my life was hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that you were in the anti-terrorism security team. Was that the fleet anti-terrorism security team?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Big, yeah. We have, it's a force. It's like a small sector. It's like we could consider like the SWAT team, right? You could kind of consider like as a SWAT team, they're affiliated with other bigger organizations, but it's like they're specializing in security, and we go around the embassies and we provide security all over, make sure that we know the ins and outs and how to protect this, how to protect all the people that are doing all the administrative work for the people there, and making sure everyone is getting accounted for, and making sure that policies and procedures are being in place.
Definitely invaluable.
Right, so we have to make sure that security moves there, making sure that all that information is being protected.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you were deployed in Bahrain. What was some of the duties that you had there?
So in Bahrain, we had to do security. We also enhanced our military training with different weapons, and we also got the opportunity to train with other militaries as well.
Oh, the other branches?
Yep, from our military and from their military, from the Bahraini army.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, we had worked with the Korean armies as well. They had like small little armies and special forces teams, security teams. So we was helping them, as well as policies and procedures. Helping them, trying to increase their knowledge and be able to work with them where their skills are also progressing as well.
That's really interesting.
Yes, it was a great opportunity. Got to, I'm there at a 18, 19-year-old, telling a 20-line squad fire with guns. It was awesome, and be able to feel that sense of leadership and be able to that amount of control at that age got me prepared to what was next, and the type of leadership that I want to become, and the type of leader that I will become.
Well, what do you mean when you say that? Like the type of leader you want to become?
Oh, I'm gonna run for president.
Wow,
Yeah.
I saw that. I was going to ask you that near the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that's an ambitious goal. I really like that.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody talks about how hard it is. We're about to prove everybody wrong.
That's great. I'm hoping to see you on the ballot one day.
Right. Donald Trump made it look easy, so you know what I'm saying? It got to be easy, because if he can do it, I can do it. So it's just the same thing.
It's great. So I had a question. You said you never saw combat, but your MMOS makes it sound like that you would consistently be like ousting enemy offenses or like reclaiming lost outposts. I don't know if I was reading the wrong description, but it kind of seems contrary.
We was always ready for whatever happened. We was always on alert. We was always trained like if you was right in the middle of the action, what you gotta do at all times, and I loved it. Because I was always ready, and I know I'm still ready, and I can still go out there, I still work out, I still have a mentality that they could come here. You know, and making sure that I'm ready for whatever happens is just something that, you know, we was training, and I love the opportunity, and, you know, that I got to, you know, be able to make sure that my family's safe, and that I have the skills and the knowledge to how to keep my family safe. You know, a little bit more than just the average.
I got you. So, after serving in Bahrain and all that, did your views on the war on terror change before you joined the Marines, now that you served, or are they the same now?
Still, I mean, I gained more knowledge. So now that I understand what's really going on, how people are handling it, you know, and how to handle it, is, you know, my perspective has, you know, progressed in a way where it's just really different, I believe, because I see it in one way and a lot of people see it in a different way.
Well, do you mind sharing how you could see it? Because obviously I don't have the experience that you have. I'm interested in your opinion on it.
So, what is your perspective on anti-terrorism? What's your definition of anti-terrorism?
Well, to me it sounds like a defensive force, that you're just looking out for any potential threats attacking any U.S. bases or buildings in foreign territory. So I was wondering, to you, is that how it works out there, or do you have like prospective targets you're looking out for or something?
We're always on alert and ready for everything. So, you know, my mindset right now is that there's always could be that potential that, you know, someone could attack us, someone could come and invade us, someone, you know, there's always some, you know, some type of level of awareness that I'm always ready for it. Even if nothing's happened in years, you know,
Yeah.
it's cool. I still live my life, but I'm always on alert. I'm always ready. You never know. I'd rather have my back than, you know, than not watch it at all. You know, so I'm always rather be ready for the situation in case it does happen. And for me, that's pretty much worst case scenario. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm not ready to fight back terrorism, and terror could, you know, it doesn't have to be something physical. It could also be mentally, and it could be emotionally. So as long as I'm ready to overcome those objectives, you know, I feel like my mindset is always, you know, waiting to see if it's going to happen.
Gotcha. So, with your time in the Marines, did that affect how you viewed U.S. military actions in the Middle East?
In which concept? Because there's so many different ways that I can view the military. Can you go a little bit deeper?
Yeah, of course. So some people view like the joint war on terror as like kind of a West versus East situation, and there's a lot of critics of the war and saying it was unjustified, and people thinking we're just invading for the sake of invading. I wonder what your opinion was on the topic.
People are invading just to invade. I mean, I guess people invade because their president told them to invade. You know, so it's. But I believe the military has the same view as, you know, we're in the embassies, we're always ready to see if they're going to come and, you know, and attack. We're always ready for it. So, you know, the military will see it the same way. You know, we're ready. We're training our guys to be ready. You know, whoever it is, it's not really a West versus. It could be our same people, because I also did non-lethal weapons, which means that when, you know, U.S. Citizens wants to, you know, protest and they want to get violent, I have to be ready for that too. So it's not really, you know, a them versus us thing. It's just overall.
All right.
And that's how I see it. That's how everybody in the military sees it.
Awesome.
Because I trained with so many people from so many different cultures, from so many ethnicities, from, you know, classes and the economic status, and so many different point of views, and so many different, you know, it's incredible that to be surrounded by so many different, you know, people that are from different countries and different origins. Just so many, it's just the diversity is unbelievable, and the people you meet are unbelievable, and the way they see discipline, the way they see leadership, and the way they see, you know, how fitness should be taken care of, or how things should be taken care of, is why. But we have one way or one structure to do things. You follow the structure, we overcome. So then we all get into an agreement. hey, this is the structure. This is the way that they want you to see it. They want you to think about it. Understand their point of view, how they're coming through it. You guys, we all have our point of views, but we sign a contract. So it is what we have to do. And we have to understand it and then be able to, defend it.
Thank you.
You're
That's a very good answer. So, what would you say your most memorable moment was from your time in the military?
Every single moment.
Every single one?
Every single moment. Even when I was shirtless in the cold and how to get ready for, what if I was in a moment of that sort. I loved it. I was getting ready for it. At the moment, it was tough. But I'm from Lynn. I can get through anything.
So you're always prepared. That's nice.
Always ready.
So, what about the transition coming out of the military? Because a lot of people speak of it can be difficult. That you have like a months-long transition into the military, but when you're getting out, you got like a week or two.
Right, all that talk.
So how did you go through that? How was that for you?
I made it happen. I made it work. I had to adjust to whatever I had to adjust to, and I made it work. And I made the process be as smooth for me. Why? Because I could overcome anything. So, this process is going to be hard. No, it ain't.
You're just ready.
Ready. Send paperwork early. Did everything early. Made sure that everything was done, months prior. Everybody's all this. It's because you guys are all doing it. You guys are following the system, man. That system of, the military has a system of doing it, 3 months before you get out, or 6 months actually. You can start that process of that transition 6 months prior. But I was doing it a year prior. I was ready because I was like, I'm about to transition. Where are the contacts? I'm making sure I had everything ready. Who would I have to talk to? Just, making sure that I was involved with my other peers that were in that field and be able to, okay, what do I have to do this? And then talking to other veterans that were just getting out or getting out right after, at that time frame, telling me, hey, you want to start this early? And I was taking all their advice and all their, being able to, all right, cool, start the process early, boom, and I did it. And I was able to connect and make phone calls and, I broke out of that bubble of being timid and, I'm going to be in my comfort zone. No, that's what the military helps you. It helps you break out of that comfort zone and be able to, succeed. And I used every resource. I took everything, I didn't take nothing for granted. I took every lesson that they want to give me, I get it. So I processed it. I was recruited by, other security teams and I was like, no, I already have a plan. And my plan won't change. I would have been honored to be part of, other great special teams, but, some of my other peers, that was their goal and that was their mission. I already had one since I was young, and it's just still it.
So that plan that's the final goal to be president.
Yes.
You want to elaborate on that?
Yes, just be president, change the world in a way that I can, and I know I could change the world by becoming president.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, but if I could just change one person's world, that's awesome too.
So you keep mentioning this proactivity. You're always ahead of the game. Did that help you in the transition into college life too?
Yes. Being ready, helped me understand, the system that is ran here. How's the system ran here at Salem State? So I started doing my research, started doing my papers, started getting ready for whatever's going to come. The slowness, the laziness, the people want to take days off. I was ready for all of it, So making sure that, all right, cool, how many people you guys have on staff? Asking the right questions, making sure that, all right, how long would this process take? Oh, it takes about, 7 days. All right, great. That really means 21 days. All right, cool, let's make it happen. Hey, okay, great. Go the next day. Being consistent, being able to just keep progressing and figuring out the next day. Hey, how's that paperwork moving along? All right, great, thank you. It's still there. All right, great. just keeping in touch. But the transition to college has been awesome. It's been a great transition.
It's wonderful. So when you returned, did your family or friends noticing anything different about you or your personality? Did the military seem to change you, or?
Yes. It changed me in ways where I was more disciplined than everybody else. All the motivational talks, Tony Robinson and all these great other, motivational speakers, they all talk about the same thing. The process and the structure that the military tries to give you. It talks about be motivated, move fast, be consistent, and I'm like, all these guys are making so much money just talking about it and trying to teach the public about this. And I went through a whole system, 3 months of intensive training to actually mold me into that. So, and they developed that, that self-discipline and that inner motivation and twisted motivation to be able to endure it. It's just incredible that I was able to relate to them of what they're talking about, because I've been able to go through it through the military and then be able to be here.
I got you. So, how does your MOS training help you in civilian life now? Because you mentioned you're always ready, you're always prepared. Is like the planning part the most important or the most helpful?
Yes, the strategic planning is the most successful to be able to, get ready for what's coming and the transition.
I got you.
And I see that my family members were, questioning that. Why are you so strategically planning for everything? Why are you that way? And it was very interesting, because I was like, how do you guys not know this? How do you guys not know this? Like, and I seen the pattern, and I seen the pattern that they're only doing what their parents taught them and what they learned from their parents and from what they learned. And I was like, well, I definitely broke that. And the structure of the military was able to help me, break whatever was going to come down from my parents, from what they learned from their parents. And sometimes in this generation, in this culture that we're living in, it's changing so rapid and so fast. The military was able to help me to adjust to that and help me to see their point of view of how to become successful and be able to develop that work ethic to get there. Yeah.
That sounds incredibly useful. I wish I could. I was thinking about joining back in the day, but
You definitely
seems
should.
like something that really could help you out in a situation like that.
Yeah, but if my parents had money and I could have paid for college and they could pay for college, I would just went to college. Because then right now I would have been 24 in where I was at.
Gotcha.
Hoping, or maybe I'll be partying. I don't know. I really don't know, right? So hey, who knows? But if I could have just skipped that whole process and go to college first, and then go to the military, I would have definitely done that for sure. Because then I would have been an officer. I would have been in a leadership position already, with all the great knowledge that I was able to gain through school and all the information I was able to learn through a university and through the educational system that they try to give us. And it was enough. It'll be enough for me to be out there and be a good leader. Not everything. They don't talk about holistic lifestyle, how to, but they have courses that they're increasing to be able to, get really deep into all these other subjects that are growing in other different fields that are, that may be offered in other universities, and be able to give that to the students. And I think that's what Salem State is trying to do, and that's why I love this university, to be able to reach out and trying to increase all the, all the knowledge and all the areas where they can give back to the students, where, hey, this is a university where we're trying to, increase our curriculum to be able to give back to you guys and be able to learn here. And I just joined that mission, and I'm like, oh, great, I love being here, and I want to be able to do that.
So you think Salem State's been super accommodating to the veterans that are here and even the students in trying to incorporate more into the curriculum?
Extremely, yes. They try to do everything they can in their power with the resources we have and the funds that we have to be able to try to reach out and get people from the military to come here. Like, hey, this is a good transition. We're working with Ted. Ted is on top of it. I'm like, hey, Ted, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And Ted is like, 1 minute. Hey, I'm looking for the question for this. Boom. All right. This is the answer. Boom. It's just that fast. It's like, and I'm looking at him like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. We should have veterans in every field in the administration office to get things moving faster. Because right now I'm working in the administration office at National Park, and it's awesome because now I'm trying to get all their whole system running. And it's like, what have you guys been doing? And I'm trying to just make it better, So I'm just learning. I'm like, what is going on here, and how can I make this a lot better, and how can I get to the top?
I was going to ask you about your national park job. You said it was more of an administrative job?
Yes, I'm going to try, because now I'm trying to transition into the administrative side, so I can learn all, policies and procedures and how things are ran, so I could be able to become superintendent, so I could be able to become, the head of the national park, so then I can be able to talk to the president, and then I'm going to be able to get into Congress and be able to do what I got to do to become president.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, see, a lot of people think national parks and they think, park rangers, but it's really the administrative side that seems to get a lot of things done.
Yes, yeah. In every field is all about I got great respects to everybody who's typing away for hours in the administrative side, trying to get paperwork done, and trying to get so many meetings in. I definitely respect it. but I'm trying, I'm always trying to increase the procedure or the way things are being ran, and always trying to make things better. So
Yeah, productivity of it all.
right, just trying to see how I'm just a small piece of the puzzle. How can I make this puzzle, look better?
It's awesome. So Salem State was actually, I was on your biographical information I was reading, this is actually the third university you attended, with the first two being in San Diego. Is there a reason you decided to return home?
Yes, and my reason to return home was because of my son. Yeah, and I decided, there's nothing better than a son to have his father, and especially one that was able to be able to experience everything I've experienced, to be able to give back and teach him a different way than what my parents tried to teach me in my childhood, and now trying to make that better. So I definitely want to pour out to my son and make sure that he has, what I should have had.
That's
so
wonderful.
I definitely did I'm coming back to, Lynn, and I definitely did not want to come back. I wanted to stay in California. California is a great state. Stay there. And I'm working hard now so I could go back. I want to be back over there, and the way their system is ran is, I love it. And now being able to go to all those other universities helped me understand how other policies and how other university runs their organization, and how and why they do the things they do, and made me see different perspectives. I went to an international school, and that international school, Alliant International, was an amazing university, small, but with so much diversity that I felt like I was out of the country. I was like, wow, this is what feels like. Wow, like I'm actually I felt like I was in a different country, because there was so many languages and so many different cultures. It was unbelievable. What I was able to gain from that, I made so many friends, and have Snapchat with friends. I see the map and everything. I go around the world and like, yeah, we got friends everywhere. And it's an amazing experience to be able to connect from people all over, and that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to connect with everyone and make sure, I'm staying in tab. What are you guys doing? And making sure that everybody's progressing. Try to help everyone along the way. And it's been a great, transition in their systems as well, with the military transition to those universities.
Oh, yeah.
And that was awesome as well. I was able to talk to them, and if they wasn't doing their job, I was the one, poking. Come on, we're making sure, because I already have the plan. So being able to go to two other universities and be able to come here was great, and I got accepted as well, because my plan was to go to San Diego State University, and I got accepted, and right before I was going to start, I ended up coming back to Salem State, and I decided to come here versus Boston College, and versus other universities, and versus anywhere else I was going to apply, because I'm definitely going to get into Harvard. It's going to happen somehow. But it's going to happen. Wherever along the line, even if I have the national park pay for it, whatever it is, I'm going to get there. But I have to get into law, and that's another story. But I got this plan now, and it's gonna be awesome, and be able to transition here from those universities has been great. And I was able to come back here, and still have my plan work. Here at Salem State, I'm so close to my son. I'm still close from my family at home. Now I have family. Now I have my son here. Now I have a great university that, like Salem State, to be able to be a part of. And I was able to dig into their system and figure out how to make it better, and I did.
It all came together right here.
It all came together right here.
That's great.
Salem State made it happen for me.
That's awesome.
Yep.
It's really cool to hear.
They definitely, Salem State definitely gave me the opportunity to be able to get to the next level, because of the work and the team and the way, the atmosphere here at Salem State, have the diversity and be able to work with everyone that's so willing, from up to John Keenan himself, who would sit down with a student and help you out.
That's great.
Salem State is just awesome.
I've had a similar experience. I'm a transfer student this year, so you're right. The system's been super welcoming. I can see it works both ways.
Yeah, I see everybody's point of view here. I understand, the cultural hardship that's here as well. How can we make it better? And I'm working with them as well. And how can we make, other policies and procedures better? And how can we make things better here for the grad students? Being part of the grad program here, how can we make it better for them? And being able to transition, being into the grad program here and seeing that system as well. And I was able to help, and I was able to be part of that system. It's been a great system. And I've been able to learn from so many great leaders, Kathleen and Barbara and everybody. It's just an amazing experience. And they're always there to help you on a personal level, as a friend, as a professional. So the working staff here are great, the students here, the grad students. And if their point of view is different, how can we make it better? Okay, we're talking about a problem, how can we make it better? Let's go out there and do something about it.
Yeah, it's a good discourse here.
Yeah. So it's a good balance, and that's the thing, and everything's always changing. We have to try to see how can we overcome it.
Awesome.
Right.
So I actually had a question about your son. Like, what would your reaction be if he expressed an interest in the military too, trying to be like his dad and his great-grandfather?
Definitely go in. But his decision would be either before college or after college, because I'm actually going to give him the choice.
You're not going to force it on him?
No. I'm going to tell him, hey, listen, you could go now, and this is what could happen, and you could go off, join later, but you got college paid for, you don't have to worry about it. It's your decision. This is what I went through. This is the disciplines and skills that I got, and this is what I formulated in my life because of the military. If you want to create that type of structure, I'm not there with you 24/7, so I can't create that structure for you. You know, but the time that you are with me, I'm going to build that within him to start doing it. You see how far you've gotten with me here. You can either go and join the military and amplify all those great, you know, personal lessons that you learn, and all these personal, you know, so many different experiences that you want to experience that you haven't been able to experience. If you want to go through that now and fast, this is your choice. You could join the military now and experience all that. It's gonna be tough. It is gonna be hard.
Oh, yeah.
It is gonna be, you know, sometimes, you know, you're gonna want to feel like, but just look to your side. Someone's still breathing. You can still keep going. You know, you can do that now. You can do it after. Go through the knowledge base, have fun, party it up, do what you gotta do now. You know, you're 18, I ain't gonna get in trouble, so do what you gotta do now. But hey, if you wanna go later, go in as a leader, and then go in there and change the system. Change the way they do things. If their way of leadership is outdated, go change it. They think that, you know, screaming at you is oh my God, it's so hard. Have more powwows or something, I don't know, you know? Go change, go put that into writing. And that's the hardest part. How do we get into writing? How do we get into law? How do we make it, you know, something that's part of the structure? And if he doesn't want to join the military, use the knowledge you got from the university to go change the world, or just, you know, work to retire. Like, hey, just have a good life. Do what you have to do.
It's a great way to be.
That's it. Gotta be positive and progressive.
So when are you planning on running?
That's a great question. 2042.
2042.
Mm-hmm.
Any particular reason?
42 for, you know, Jackie Robinson.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually it's interesting.
Yeah, he was the first, you know, I love baseball. My dad, you know, brought me in baseball. And because I think around that time frame, the population of Latinos would have increased to be able to get more votes from Latinos. Hey.
You're thinking ahead.
Always.
So just to wrap this up, what would you like people to get out of this whole interview process?
You know, the only thing that's hard is whatever you make hard. You know, and have a plan to whatever you do, and be able to go out there and go get it, you know, and pass it along, and, you know, don't be selfish. You know, don't be selfish. You're this little in the whole world. You know, go out there and make someone's day better, even by saying hi, you know, or whatever you can do. Just be a better person every day. Be better. And, you know, this interview has been great, and I've been able to, you know, touch back on some memories and be able to, you know, also for the 100th time today, think about my plan, you know, and walk it through, because I'm thinking about it every day, every step, every decision. Make the right decision, you know, along the way. You always have a decision on everything. So if it ain't going to better your future, then don't do it, you know. So if you got to stay in, you got to stay in. Like, it is what it is. If you got to, you know, save money. Like, but just do it. Discipline. Make the right choices. And everything has a choice. It was the right choice for me to come here to this interview. Because now it just makes me so proud of where I'm at, where I've come from, and, you know, and every time I talk about it, and this is just a great, you know, time to be able to share it with you.
And everyone, it's great.
You know, yeah, but, you know, you're here. So to be able to directly, you know, talk to you and see how I can impact your life in the future has been great. You know, Rob, I appreciate you being here as my interviewer, and everybody else watching, and I hope I've been able to impact your life as well.
All right, well, thank you very much.